Very good morning, children. In today's session, we are going to learn more about function. In the previous class, we have learned about function definition. We have learned about how to invoke or call the function. What are all the different types of Python functions, such as built-in function, functions defined in modules, and user-defined function. And then we have discussed about what you mean by parameters and arguments, and what are all the different types of parameters such as required parameter, default parameter, and named parameter. We have learned about the structure of Python program, and we have also discussed about flow of execution. Okay, these are all the topics that we have covered in the last session. In today's session, we are going to learn about returning values from function, scope of variables, and then mutable and then immutable properties of passed data. So these are all the topics that we are going to learn today. First, let us understand about returning values from functions. So, based on the returning values from the function, the functions are broadly classified into two different categories. The one is functions returning some value. The other one is functions not returning any value. Okay. First, let us understand some basic functionalities or some more information about functions returning some values. Okay, so the functions that return some computed result fall under this particular category. So the functions that return some computed result, that is called as non-void functions or fruitful function. Okay, it is a non-void. What do you mean by void? So void means nothing. Okay, so these are all the functions which gives you something, so it is a non-void function. So fruitful function, fruitful in the sense it gives you something, it gives you back, in return it will give you something. So that's why it is called as a fruitful function. What is the general syntax of returning any value? It is the statement is return is a keyword, and then you have to specify whatever the value. So the value can be a literal, it can be a variable, or it can be a expression. Okay, so in the previous examples we have returned only variable. So but it is not necessary that it has to be only a variable, it can also be a literal. That is something like this. Okay, return 5, yes, you can write like that. And then return sum, whatever the value that you have evaluated, you can return a variable, and then you can also do the calculation, and then you can return something. That is, you can also return a expression. Okay, the value, that's why we say it is, the value can be a literal, variable, or an expression. The next point is very, very important. The returned value of a function should be used in the caller function inside an expression or a statement. Okay, so when a function returns some value, so that should be used in a part of a expression or part of another statement. Only then you will be able to make use of that particular function. Okay, so sum of a comma b, this is a function which is going to return some value. So that value I am going to print in my caller function. So this is the statement which has been written in a caller function. So what do you mean by caller function? From the function from which, or the statement or a program from which you have written a statement to call the function, that is called as a caller function. Okay, so we can also say that normally we will write the caller statement in the top level statement, right? I hope you remember what you mean by top level statement. Okay, so the top level statements are called as main program, right? Okay, so the print of sum of a comma b, this is the statement that I have written in my top level statement. Okay, so here it should be a part of this, part of the another function. So data is equal to check of x comma y comma z. Okay, so check of x comma y comma z, this is the function which is going to return some value, and you are defining some variable to receive the value that has been returned by the function. Okay, make sure if you are not writing this data, okay, if you simply write the function called statement as check of x comma y comma z, so your Python will not give you any error. right? Okay, it will not give you any error. However, whatever the need, whatever the purpose of writing this particular statement, it will go wasted. Okay, so what you need to understand is, so when you write a function which returns a value, that should be received in a variable, or it should be used in a part of an expression or a statement. That is the point that you have to understand. Okay, and then this is another important point. I have given the exercise in the last session itself. Okay, so just for your just for you to whether you will be able to understand that or not. Okay, so let us make it very clear now. The return statement ends execution even if it is in the middle of the function. Okay, the return statement ends execution. That is, I have number of statements. Okay, and return statement, it is not the last statement if it is in the middle of the statement. Okay, if it is the middle of statement, the execution stops here, right? Okay, so here I am having the function definition, and then here actually it is a complete program. So def cube of a, x is equal to a star a whatever, and then return x. Here I have written the statement, I am returning the value of x. After the return statement, I have written print statement. However, this print does not get executed. Okay, so that is whatever, even if you have studied your functions properly. Okay, so it was clearly said that the function execution ends either by the return statement or the last statement, whichever is earlier. Okay, so whatever the last statement, that or return statement. Okay, so in these two, whatever the statement which appears earlier. Okay, so here return statement appears before the last statement, so the execution of the function ends here. Okay, that is, you need to be very careful. Okay, after the return statement, whatever may be the number of statement that you write, that does not get executed. Okay, so if you call the function print cube of 5, okay, so here cube of 5, when you call this function with the value 5, so a will be receiving the value 5. So x is equal to 5 into 5 into 5, which is 125. That value will be returned x1 as soon as it reaches this particular statement, it will immediately come back, and the value 125 will be replaced here, and it will print the value. So it will not print the value here by your function definition. Okay, so if the return statement appears in the middle, so the function execution ends. So next point is functions can also return more than one value. So in all our earlier examples, we have discussed functions returning only one value. So it is not the case. Okay, most of the programming languages, it supports only the functions returning only one value. However, this is possible returning more than one value, so which is possible in your Python. So what is the general syntax of that? So the syntax is return value 1, value 2, and then value 3. That is, and you can have n number of whatever the number of values that you wanted to return from the function. So you can give the list of, you can specify the list of values separated by comma. Okay, so here the important point is how you are going to use or how you are going to receive the value in the caller function. That is very important. There are two ways of receiving the values if at all the function is returning more than one value. So look at this particular example. So def cube of a comma b comma c. So this function returns the cube of a, b as well as c. So here the function is going to return three values. So here in my top level statement or in a caller function, I am writing a statement t is equal to cube of 2 comma 5 comma 7. So here I am returning cube function. It is going to return three values, that is 2 cube, 5 cube, and then 7 cube, that will be returned. So that will be stored in a variable t. So t is equal to 2 comma, that is it is 8 comma 125 comma 7 cube value, right? Okay, so that is that will be given to t. So when you have the list of values separated only by comma, by default it will become a Yes, it will become a tuple. So t, once you receive more than one value, whatever the variable that you initialize, that will become a tuple. So t is a tuple with 3 values. Okay, so here I have not declared t anywhere. So however, if you initialize the variable with more than, that is initialize the variable with a comma, by default it will become a tuple. Otherwise you can specify, however the way you unpack your tuple, that is I'm going to receive 3 values. So here in the left hand side of the expression I am specifying 3 variables, that is x comma y comma z. Okay, so x will have the value of whatever, okay, 5 cube, whatever the value, so that will be given to x. 6 cube, whatever the value, that will be given to y, and 9 cube will be given to ez. Okay, so these are all the points that you have to learn under the topic functions, when a function returning some value. The next category of functions based on return value is functions not returning any value. The functions that perform some action or do some work but does not return any value to the caller function come under this particular function, come under this category. Okay, the functions that do not return any value to the caller function, it is called as a void function. Okay, the functions returning any value, that is a non-void function. So this is a void function or non-fruitful function, the opposite of the earlier one. Okay, so the functions not returning any value, the return statement, that is you can write the function without any return statement. So if you want to use a return statement, then you can simply specify return and then do nothing, right? That is you can specify the return statement and then you do not give any value, that is also a function, that is also a void function, right? Okay, the next point is the void functions return a legal empty value, none. Okay, in Python to say nothing, we have a special literal called none. Okay, the function which does not return any value, it actually return a none value. Okay, how you can understand this? Please look at this particular example, def greet. Okay, so this is a function without any parameter, and then this function, it is going to print only the information good day. Okay, so val is equal to greet, that is this is a top level statement. You're calling the function and whatever the value that is being returned by the function, you are receiving it in a variable val, and when you try to print the val, that is the value of the variable, so it will give you none, right? Okay, so even though you use the function in the expression, then it will give you the value as none. Okay, so you can also, this particular example is also the same. So def, and then here I am giving print of greet. Okay, greet, when you call the function greet, it will print a good day. Print of greet, okay, print of what? Nothing. The greet, it will return nothing, none will be returned. This will also give you the same same result, right? Okay, so this is what you need to understand about void function. Okay, please be familiar with the terminology void and non-void functions. The next topic is composition. Actually we have already learned about it, but just the terminology you need to be familiar with. So what do you mean by composition? Composition in general refers to using an expression as a part of larger expression or a statement as part of larger statement. Okay, especially the functions that return some value. Okay, so that is what we call it as composition. If you use a function as a part of a larger expression or a statement as a part of a larger statement, that is called as composition. So the argument of a function call can be any kind of these expression, that is it can be a arithmetic expression. Okay, sum of two values you wanted to pass. Okay, so it can also be a arithmetic expression, 3 star 4, 4 plus 3, these two are arithmetic expression, can be a arithmetic expression, it can also be a logical expression. So check off A or B. So here you wanted to pass either true or false as a value. So in that case, instead of passing that value, you will also be able to pass the logical expression, or you can also pass another function call as a argument to a function. Okay, so we are using it int of input of, right? Okay, so int of sum of 5.5 comma 7.2, sum of 5.5 comma 7.2, this is a function call statement. This function call statement, I am using it as a argument to another function called int, right? Okay, so that is what. Okay, so the argument of a function can also be another function called statement. Okay, that is what we call it as we have to understand under the topic composition.